Three masked men fired over 50 rounds into a car carrying a 26-year-old woman, her boyfriend, and their baby in broad daylight, and the internet is saying she had it coming. The victim, Gabrielle Ayers, a hairstylist who once posted, "Now let me post her dead-ass brother in a casket on my page" on Facebook. The killers, 3 to 4 men in black with automatic weapons who ambushed her car, fired 50-plus shots, then circled back to shoot more rounds into the wreckage. The evidence, surveillance footage of the entire execution, a red Alfa Romeo getaway car, and shell casings found inside her baby's car seat. The baby survived without a scratch. This happened February 4, 2026, 4 days ago, and nobody's been arrested. Welcome to Crime Spectre, where we examine the cases that reveal the darkest corners of human nature. If you're finding value in these deep dives, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share this with someone who loves true crime as much as you do. This is the Gabrielle Ayers case. How does a Facebook troll end up executed in front of her child, and does online beef justify real-world murder?
26-year-old Gabrielle Ayers, who relatives identify as the woman who was shot and killed in her white Chevy sedan around 1:30 p.m. at 79th and May Street, her car then crashing into a van.
Gabrielle Ayers went by Gianna online and in her Chicago South Side community. At 26, she was building a career as a hairstylist, working to establish her own client base in a competitive market. According to the Chicago Sun-Times, she was also training to become a letter carrier, creating multiple income streams to support her 14-month-old daughter. Her godfather, Kirk Bell, described her as someone who loved her baby more than anything. Neighbors told reporters she was sweet and loving, devoted to motherhood, trying to create stability for her child. But a complex narrative has emerged through Gabrielle's social media presence. According to screenshots circulating after her death, investigators and the public are looking at a history of online friction. The most cited example is a post where she allegedly wrote, "Now let me post her dead-ass brother in a casket on my page." While some view such posts as digital dark humor, in the high-stakes environment of social media beef, these words are often viewed as deep personal slights. This digital trail has sparked a wave of intense reaction across platforms. The internet doesn't forget, and in the days following the shooting, hundreds of comments have flooded Facebook from those who claim to remember her online persona. "She was a troll and had a bad mouth while she was alive," one comment read. Others issued stark warnings about the reality of digital conflict, with one user stating, "Everybody ain't trollin', be careful who you play with." For the community and the police, these posts are no longer just words on a screen, they are being examined as a potential map to a motive. The sentiment wasn't universal. Many defended her, saying nobody deserves to die for social media beef. But the conversation revealed something uncomfortable: Gabrielle's online behavior had made enemies. Real enemies. The kind who might show up with masks and automatic weapons. Did her trolling get her killed? Nobody knows for certain. Police haven't confirmed a motive. But what we do know is that on February 4, 2026, someone decided Gabrielle Ayers needed to die. And they didn't care that her baby was in the car. The boyfriend in the car that day was 27-year-old Devin Draper. He was driving the white sedan with Gabrielle in the passenger seat and their 14-month-old daughter properly secured in the back. Police haven't publicly commented on whether Devin is cooperating with the investigation or what he knows about why they were targeted. But one detail keeps circulating. According to unconfirmed reports, Devin allegedly posted his location on social media right before the shooting. If true, that digital breadcrumb means the shooters didn't stumble upon them by accident. They knew exactly where to find them. They followed that location pin like a GPS coordinate to murder. Who were the shooters? Surveillance footage captured 3 to 4 individuals dressed in black clothing and wearing masks. They arrived in a red vehicle described by some witnesses as a red Alfa Romeo. They weren't random gang members looking for any target. This was planned. This was personal. The theory spreading across Facebook is that this was retaliation. Someone Gabrielle trolled online. Someone whose family she disrespected. Someone who decided words on the internet deserved bullets in real life. We can't confirm that motive. Police haven't released any information about gang affiliations, prior threats, or specific beef between Gabrielle and anyone else. The identity of who she was trolling in that casket post remains unknown. But the fact remains, 3 to 4 men showed up with long guns, fired over 50 rounds, and disappeared. That level of violence suggests deep hatred. What had Gabrielle done to earn that? Was it other trolling we haven't seen? Was it something her boyfriend Devin was involved in that she got caught up in? The killers know. Devin might know. But right now, they're not talking. And the Auburn Gresham community is left wondering if social media beef really got a young mother killed in front of her baby. It was Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. 1:25 in the afternoon. Broad daylight on a residential street in Auburn Gresham. Devin Draper was driving the white sedan through the 7900 block of South May Street. Gabrielle sat in the passenger seat. Their baby girl was strapped into her car seat in the back, holding a lollipop. They were near a stop sign, slowing down or stopped, when a red vehicle pulled up behind them. 3 to 4 men dressed in black with masks covering their faces jumped out. They had long guns. Automatic weapons. And they opened fire immediately. According to Father Michael Flegger of St. Sabina Church, located just over a block away, the gunfire sounded like a war zone. Witnesses told police they heard dozens of shots in rapid succession. The sound echoed through the neighborhood, sending people running for cover. The shooters surrounded the car, firing from multiple angles. Gabrielle was hit multiple times throughout her body. Devin was struck twice, once in the arm and once in the buttocks. The car lurched forward, Devin trying to escape despite his injuries. The sedan crashed into a nearby GMC van. The van driver, thankfully, wasn't injured and later declined medical treatment. But the shooting wasn't over. According to CWB Chicago, after the initial barrage, the 3 masked men ran back toward their red vehicle. And as they were getting in, they fired even more rounds at the already destroyed sedan. This wasn't just murder. This was a message. This was overkill meant to ensure nobody survived, and everyone watching understood the level of rage behind this attack. Over 50 shell casings were later found at the scene based on evidence markers photographed by news helicopters. 50 rounds. Into a car with a baby inside. Gabrielle was hit so many times that when first responders arrived, there was nothing they could do. She was rushed to Little Company of Mary Hospital in critical condition but pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Devin Draper was transported to Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn. His injuries, while serious, were not life-threatening. He was listed in good condition. And the baby? Somehow, miraculously, she wasn't hit by a single bullet. Witnesses who pulled the child from the wreckage told reporters she was crying and still holding her lollipop. Shell casings were found inside her car seat, according to WGN-TV. The bullets had passed within inches of her body. She should be dead. But she's not. Father Flegger called it a miracle. Community members called it divine protection. 17th Ward Alderman David Moore said at a vigil, "And if he didn't show that he was still God by protecting that baby, I don't know what else he can show you. But that baby will grow up knowing her mother was murdered right in front of her. That's a trauma she'll carry forever." The scene was chaos. St. Sabina Church runs a food pantry on that corner, and people were inside when the shooting started. According to reports, they hid in a back room, then emerged after the gunfire stopped to help. Tim Allison, the pantry director, told reporters he saw the shooters and initially thought the sound was a truck backfiring. One witness saw Devin and Gabrielle shot up in the car and helped police get the baby out. A female police officer took the crying infant into her patrol car and held her until family arrived. The white sedan was riddled with bullet holes. Every window shattered. Blood inside. Chopper 7 flew over the scene around 2:40 p.m., capturing aerial footage that showed the extent of the destruction. The van it crashed into sat there as evidence of how violently this ambush unfolded. Surveillance cameras from multiple buildings captured everything. The red vehicle. The shooters getting out. The shooting itself. The escape. This wasn't random street violence. Someone wanted Gabrielle dead and didn't care who else got hurt in the process. If you were a witness to this shooting, would you come forward knowing the shooters are still free? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Chicago Police Department's Area 2 detectives are investigating, but they've released almost no information publicly. No suspect descriptions beyond 3 to 4 males in dark clothing and masks. No details about the red vehicle's license plate. No confirmation of motive. What they do have is evidence. Surveillance footage from residential security cameras captured the entire attack. According to reports, police have video of the shooters exiting the red vehicle, opening fire, and fleeing the scene. They have ballistics evidence from over 50 shell casings collected at the scene. Those casings can tell investigators what type of weapons were used and potentially link them to other crimes if the guns have been used before. They have the crashed white sedan, preserved as evidence, riddled with bullet holes that show the trajectory of shots and help reconstruct exactly how the attack unfolded. They have witnesses. People inside St. Sabina's food pantry heard everything. Neighbors saw the red vehicle. Someone recorded video showing the aftermath. And they have Devin Draper, who survived and presumably can identify the shooters or at least explain why he and Gabrielle were targeted. Police haven't said whether he's cooperating. But as of February 7, 2026, no arrests have been made. Cook County Crime Stoppers is offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Father Michael Flegger of St. Sabina Church is offering another $10,000. That's $20,000 total for someone willing to talk. Chicago Police 6th District Commander Andre Poston held an outdoor roll call at the scene on February 7, standing with community members and faith leaders, pleading for cooperation. He told the crowd, "We need you to come forward and help us, give us information." Illinois State Senator Willie Preston called the shooters monsters and cowards. Mayor Brandon Johnson attended a vigil, talking about how the tragedy tears at the soul of Chicago. But this is Auburn Gresham, a neighborhood that's seen too much violence, where people are terrified of retaliation. Words don't catch killers. And right now, 3 to 4 masked men who executed a woman in front of her baby are still free.
Chicago police joined the community in a show of solidarity on the very corner where a young woman was gunned down.
I just can relate to what this family is going through, and it's very painful, and it just reminds me of that we need to get these guns off the street.
We stand together, we continue to partner with one another, that you guys are willing to come forward and help us, give us information.
As of today, no one is in custody. The investigation is ongoing. The 3 to 4 shooters who ambushed Gabrielle's car are still out there, presumably in Chicago, possibly planning their next move. Devin Draper is recovering from his gunshot wounds. Police haven't said whether he's cooperating or what information he's provided about the attack. The baby, now without a mother, is with family. She's physically unharmed but will grow up with the weight of this tragedy. Community activist Jamal Green told reporters he spoke to Gabrielle's mother and committed to paying for funeral services. On February 7th, hundreds gathered at 79th and May Street for a vigil. According to the Chicago Sun-Times, Pamela Bosley, co-founder of Purpose Over Pain, an organization formed by parents who lost children to gun violence, told the crowd, "These are our children being killed, and if nothing changes, everyone will be standing at a vigil eventually." Adrienne Swanigan Williams, who lost her own son to gun violence in 2017, remembered Gabby as sweet and loving, a devoted mother trying to build something for her daughter. Kirk Bell, Gabby's godfather, kept asking the same question: what's the purpose of shooting at a car when you know there's a child inside? That doesn't make any sense. It could be a lot of other people who's lost their life here today. But a different, more complicated conversation is happening online as people grapple with the possible why behind such a targeted attack. On social media, the reaction has been stark. Many are pointing to Gabriel's history of digital conflict, with commenters writing things like "everybody ain't trawlin" and "be careful who you play with." Central to this discussion is the alleged casket post, which continues to circulate as a potential catalyst for the ambush. The theory shared by many following the case is that this digital disrespect may have crossed a line with the wrong people, leading to a real-world retaliation. While the police have not yet confirmed a motive and no arrests have been made to provide a definitive answer, this theory has become a central part of the public narrative. It highlights a terrifying new reality where online friction can escalate into a deadly, coordinated execution, leaving a community shaken and a young child without a mother. If that's true, it reveals something deeply broken about how social media beef escalates into real-world violence. Words on a screen become bullets in a car. Mocking someone's dead brother becomes your own execution in front of your child. Father Fleger said during the vigil, "Don't be silent. Don't sit back. Because if you do, then you are a co-conspirator to everything that they do." Demetric Brown, a community member who lost her own adult daughter to gun violence in 2021, said, "I can just relate to what this family is going through, and it just reminds me we need to get these guns off the streets." Gabrielle was 26 years old. She was building a career. She was raising a daughter. And yes, according to screenshots, she trolled people online. Maybe she was mean. Maybe she crossed lines. But does that justify 50 bullets while her baby watches? The internet seems divided. Some say she had it coming. Others say nobody deserves to die for social media beef. But everyone agrees on one thing: 3 cowards with masks and guns are still free, and that baby will never know her mother. Do you think social media trolling can justify real-world retaliation? Does Gabrielle's online behavior change how you view this case? Drop your thoughts below. This case isn't over. The shooters are still out there. The motive remains unconfirmed speculation. And Gabrielle's legacy is now tied to a casket post that may or may not have signed her death warrant. The question haunting this case: when does online disrespect cross the line into something that gets you killed in real life? If you found this deep dive valuable, make sure to subscribe to Crime Spectre, hit that like button, and share this video with anyone who needs to understand how digital beef turns deadly. Your support helps us continue bringing these important cases to light. And to Gabrielle's family, we see your pain. We see that baby who survived. We're watching this investigation, and we'll be here when justice finally comes.